Okay, Ethan, we're going, dude. We're going. How you doing?
I'm doing amazing. How are you?
I'm doing great. What did your day consist of today? Before this?
Today I woke up, ate a little toast and peanut butter,
Awesome.
and went to work.
Where do you work?
I work at Next Stage in Lawrence. It's
What
a
is that?
it's a medical device company. They make at-home dialysis machines.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna need like a real dumbed down.
All
Just
right.
for them, not for me. This
Right.
is for them.
Basically, when you have kidney failure, your body can't eliminate toxins.
Gotcha.
So normally you have to go to a clinic and you sit there for like 7 hours. That could be 4 times a week, 5 times a week, but it takes up like most of your life at some point.
Yeah.
So this company takes that machine, puts it in a person's home, so they don't have to waste time going back and forth to the clinic. You know. So you get a little more of your normal life back. You can watch Netflix rather than stare at the nurse all day.
Hey, maybe that's not depending on the nurse. That might not be such a bad. No, that's pretty. I didn't even know that was. This is why I like to meet people. Like that's a thing. There would be no reason for me to ever know about or hear about.
Yeah.
And now I get to learn a little.
And
something.
hopefully you never hear about it. I mean,
Hopefully, yeah, right,
nice,
dude. I
yeah.
feel like honestly, that was like a problem with like one of my grandparents for a little bit, like some kidney or like liver maybe, like
Yeah.
failure or whatever. And maybe that could have helped. Maybe that could have got. I should have met you earlier, dude. So yeah, you went to work and then you got out at about like 5, 4.
Yeah, I get out of like 5.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're just basically.
But then I had
this
to
is almost
pick
like the
up
start of your
Liam.
day.
Actually,
Oh.
going back, Liam had to bring me to work today because my car broke down on Wednesday.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was
dude.
real shit.
Did it break down? Or, like never started.
No, I was driving on the highway.
Oh my.
So
oh,
the
no.
morning of,
oh,
the
no.
morning of, like no hot air was coming out of my car, and that was the day it was like 6 degrees. So I was like, holy, it's freezing.
Wow.
I'm driving to work, no hot air after 20 minutes, and I was like, my car's a piece of shit anyways. Do my day, I'm going home, and I'm on 495, and all of a sudden, like the needle for the temperature just shoots all the way up to hot, and my car started smoking.
Oh
And I pull
no.
over and like I turn it off and I gave it like 20 minutes cool down. Went to turn it back on, it was just dead.
Wow. So what did you do? Did you call AAA?
Yeah, I called AAA. I actually called Megan because she was on 495. She came and picked me up. Dude, I was freezing. A DOT guy
Yeah.
pulled up behind me and he rolled out my window, or I rolled out my window. And he was like, dude, you got to get off the road. It's way too cold for this.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And he gave me a ride to a Chinese food restaurant I knew nearby. We were in Haverhill. I know Haverhill. So he drove me to the super buffet. And I was just sitting there fucking waiting for Megan. And that was how I spent my night.
What a fucking weird day.
Yeah, it was terrible.
So where were you going?
I was just trying to get home. I was trying to get home.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing right now. That's so funny.
But the car eventually got towed back to,
Oh,
yeah.
holy shit, dude. Why is that so funny to me? It's just like, because just the sequence of what shit happened was ridiculous. You go to fucking,
It was
I knew a
super-
Chinese place. Of course.
I know all of the Chinese restaurants. That's what
any
me and my
place.
dad did. That's all we did.
Go to Chinese restaurants?
Everywhere.
Really?
Yeah.
That's like a thing you do?
Yeah, he loves to eat. I love to
you
eat.
like Mandarin?
Yeah, that's
I
not
love
bad.
Mandarin. Oh,
Yeah.
really? It's not bad for you. So for
Not
me, that
bad.
place is pretty good. But
That
you've
place
been
alright.
around the block.
Yeah, I like dim sum. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
It's like Chinese brunch almost.
Really?
Yeah, you can go to like Chinatown. There's a place in Lowell that does it, China Star.
Okay.
But it's like it's different. It's more like
I actually seen
authentic
that
Chinese food.
Okay, so you kind of... Why are you like an expert on Chinese food?
That's what I'm saying. I used to go all the time. I still go a lot.
Any
with my dad.
reason? Any reason?
No, I mean
Just became a thing?
it's just a thing. Yeah.
It's like some father and sons, they like fish. Some
no,
like,
no.
Some ice
See,
fish.
that's the thing. My dad doesn't go outside a lot. He's not like that. He's not like that.
Homebody.
Homebody.
Oh, that's good. I'm a homebody too, honestly. In the end of the day, like, I do things because
Yeah.
my friends do things, and like I
Right.
do things with my friends. But if it were to be my way, I'd just be inside. Like I'd just
Yeah.
be chilling, doing a lot of nothing all the time. But
What are we doing right now? No, no.
this is basically nothing. This is basically just an excuse for me to stay inside.
Yeah,
this is
sure.
like, it's like, yeah, I can just record a podcast. What a long day, you know? Well, I was actually home. I just came back to Lowell. I was like home, like Medford home.
Oh, you
So
had
I-
to go home?
So yeah, I went home the other day. What was I doing? I was like recording I do this thing for like this other podcast. I like record like
Your own
basketball.
podcast?
It's not my own. It's my 5th grade teachers that
all right.
reached out to me through whatever because I do this, and he was like, "Can you edit?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it
so
is.
he
It's
saw
awesome.
he saw an episode of this, reached out, was like, "Can you do some work for me?"
Yeah, low key, like that happens more than like
Really?
I thought. Like people will like reach out to me and like with like ideas or whatever, like
Yeah.
and it's pretty cool. Like it's something that like you don't really think about when it comes to like having a podcast, but like yeah, people actually like legitimately reach out, which is pretty cool.
That's
you
nice
know?
to see some interaction, you know. Like,
Yeah, it's like it's like, do I have a fan out there?
Yeah,
Like,
hey,
you know,
yeah,
like
you
it's
definitely do.
I mean, I guess like you know, I get like around like within like the first few days would be like 60, 70 people watching it, which is like you know when you think of it from like YouTube and like all the big things, you're like 60, 70 people is nothing. If you thought of it as like a room full of people,
Yeah, that's a lot of
have you
people,
ever
yeah.
even presented in front of a crowd that big in like class or anything?
I have one time.
So and it was,
But I can
and it
say
was
that's
a
a
big
lot of
crowd.
people.
That's a lot of
That's a lot of
people
people.
listening to you. So like I guess I kind of just take it as my
If there were
my little
60
wins.
people sitting right there, it'd be pretty nervous.
Dude, that'd be fucking
honestly.
awesome. I should do that. You
Why
know
not?
that you know that little like the stage in Lowell. It's like it's not. I wouldn't
Oh,
say-
like
it's
along
right
the
there.
river?
Is it along the river?
Yeah, it's near the boathouse. It's like the
that what I'm-
grandstand. It's got like the.
Yeah, it's got like.
yeah.
Is that what I'm thinking about right now?
Yeah,
I
it's-
don't.
It's like green.
I don't think so. I
No?
think it's like a legit park. It's like in like a park behind like a.
Oh no, I know what you're talking about. That's
Yeah.
next to the school.
Where, like,
That's
the- a
on
lot
your
of
way
the-
back to Butterfield.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of the crackheads are
Yeah,
there.
the condominium. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
where the crackheads hang.
Yeah, we gotta walk through that to get to
Yeah,
Butterfield.
I was saying, just park my ass there one day
Yeah.
amongst the crackheads, and you know what I want to do? I want to throw on like I want to put on like a show, like have
Yeah.
everybody memorize a song or something, and then play it on big speakers,
Yeah.
and then make them lip sync it, and just make it feel like you're at like a Drake concert. I don't know. Is
You're
that
a
like?
performer. I'm telling you, he's a performer.
No, I am. I
You
definitely.
did,
I like to
'cause
be on stage.
We were talking about you did theater and whatnot.
Yeah, you were gassing me up.
Dude,
For, like,
I'm
no
telling
reason.
you, you have the personality for it.
Thank you.
do.
See,
You do.
like this is why I wanted you on too, because I just knew you'd come on here and just be like real nice. Like you barely know me, but you're like, nah, you got it. Like, and
Yeah.
I can just respect that.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know you too well. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I feel like that's a thing about college in like a grand scheme of things. Like we go out a lot, and like most of the time, everyone's like shit faced. So it's like
except
not
for
like,
myself, honestly, I don't drink.
right, you don't drink,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But for the most part, like you're connecting with people, and like you're drunk or you're high or you're something else, and like not that doesn't make it meaningful, but it's a little less meaningful. You know what I mean?
It's hard to remember.
it's hard
That's
to
for sure.
remember, right,
It might be
right.
meaningful in that exact moment,
Right.
but it's gonna be hard to really like recall the
Yeah.
whole night. You
And
know?
then the next day, it's
I
like
get that.
you're not gonna even see them for a week, probably.
Yeah,
So it's like
that,
you kind of
sometimes
even
more.
lose what you had that night, like connecting with people. It's kind of just gone.
So, would you say you like going out and you like that little, like those interactions? Because I typically do, because then,
Yeah.
like, you won't ever necessarily remember what you talked about or if you talked at all. But something about seeing someone 2 weekends, 3 weekends, 4 weekends in a row,
Yeah.
you just kind of builds the hype up a little
Yeah,
bit.
it
You're
does,
just like,
it
you're just
does.
like, yo, what's up? You're from Georgetown, right?
Yeah.
So I met Gabe like a bunch of times.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I kept seeing Gabe, like
Yeah.
like specifically Gabe at like everywhere I went. So I just built up like the legend of Gabe in like my
Right.
house. Like me and my roommate Nick, like we just like are pumped to see Gabe when we go out. And so we just see him like randomly. We wouldn't text him with nothing, wouldn't link up. We just end up at the same spot and we'd be like, yo, what's up, Gabe? So like I kind of like it, but what's your thoughts on like that type of relationship?
I mean, I like it. I like going out like that. But I think that's a type of relationship. You know what I mean? There's
Can't
like,
be all you do.
Right. But
Yeah.
and I'm not saying that everyone you go out with is gonna be your friend outside of that. You know,
Mhm.
like a lot of relationships are just you see them at a party, you get gassed up, and like
You
that,
get
that's what you do with them.
You get hype, and then like it's like the first like 2 times, 3 times I saw you, you were starting chants.
Oh yeah.
So now you're like the chant guy
'Cause
in
we
my
love
head.
we love socks.
Well, of course we love the socks,
Love the
dude.
socks.
Come on now. Are you a sports guy? Do you enjoy your sports?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not huge on watching sports on TV, but I love to go. I watch the Patriots. I watch.
Yeah.
I mean, I watch sports, but
We got playoffs. this weekend, dude.
I know.
Who are we playing? Bills.
Bills. I know someone that just bought 2 tickets. They're driving out to Buffalo.
Oh Lord,
It's
to
ridiculous.
Buffalo. I was just gonna say I am so used to them being in New England.
Cold.
I'm so. Oh my God.
It's gonna be so cold.
You keep blowing my mind. Just one step at a time.
Did you see Edelman just put $100,000 on a Bucks-Pats Super Bowl?
Did he?
Yes, he did.
Imagine having money.
Yeah, I know,
just
right?
be sick.
Yeah.
Like
you put that on Instagram. It's like everyone's like, "Oh, it's funny," but it's like he's just flexing that he can
He's
do
just
that.
flexing. He is. Yeah. Listen, I love Edelman. He did a lot for us. I love him. He's kind of a douche. He's like a big douche. Like I don't know if I'd personally enjoy his company too much. I don't know.
Yeah.
Am I alone? Do you think that way? What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like a lot of big athletes probably have egos like that, and outside of their sport, they're probably a bunch of dicks.
Yeah, that's why like when you come across like an athlete that really is like humble, like Giannis, for example. Like Giannis, I don't know if you know much about Giannis, but I do, and he's just extremely just humble, just like chilling at all times. I respect that a lot because I know if I were a 2-time MVP, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, NBA champion, Finals MVP, best player in the league, getting paid more than anybody.
Yeah.
I might have a bit of an ego. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
sure even he does. He just keeps himself in check.
Yeah. Like, how do you not let it get to you? You know, like.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
just
get
like,
it.
Just constant reminder of how hard you've worked to get to that point.
Yeah. So you've been recently doing not recently, I guess like past few years. You've been doing like powerlifting.
Yeah, I've been doing it since last September. I came in, my roommate Liam was doing it, and then just took off. Oh shit!
Smoked that thing. You're gonna hit the mic at some point today, like guaranteed. I smoked this fucking thing, guys.
I think it's on the swivel though. I mean, it'll recover.
At least it'll come back to you. But yeah, continue.
His girlfriend's brother is a good power lifter.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's doing bodybuilding and whatnot, but. So he was programming Liam, and then Liam got me in with him, and he started programming me. And from that point on, we've just been working together, and it's been super fun.
Yeah, I see. It seems like you guys are having a ball, dude.
It's a lot of fun.
It's extremely unique, too.
It is,
you're not gonna run into a ton of people.
That's part of the beauty of it. It's like it's such a small community. Everyone knows each other. We go to like the same gym 5 days a week, see the same people.
That red gym.
Yeah,
Where
the red
is
gym. Spindle. It's
Spindle.
It's you know where the Indian basket is? No, come on, you gotta know. That's the only place that's referenced, because otherwise I'm gonna be like the CVS, but those are everywhere.
Yeah, the Indian basket.
Indian basket.
You know what?
Yo, no, there's a Walgreens in the corner right there.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I know
what
you're
Walgreens
talking about.
are always on the corner. Someone told me that.
Why?
Because their slogan's like on the corner of happy and healthy.
Shut up.
Isn't that fucked up? That's fucked up.
Dude, there's no way.
Yeah, my buddy was told me that.
That isn't.
No, you can't.
They're all on the corner.
All of them.
Wow. I wonder how many opportunities they've missed out on because they just wanted to be on the fucking corner. Like they got real estate. They're like, all right, hey, listen, guys. Like, you're coming in for a pitch meeting. We'll get back to the powerlifting in a second. I got a joke. Guy comes in on a pitch meeting, and they're all picking out real estate. And he finds a spot. And he goes, guys, I know somebody. He owns property in Boston, right near a couple other pharmacies. So we could do some clustering. This is a major market for us. Major. And he said, because he knows me, he'll give us the property for 2/3 price. That's a $10 million property. We're getting $2.5 to $3 million chopped off of that. We must attack. It's like, all right, where's the address? It's like, oh, it's one house off the corner. Can't do it. Can't fucking do it.
Gotta turn it down. And that's when they call CBS instead.
Getting them to see CBS moving in there instead. And then the guy from Walgreens that said no is proud of that decision. He's like, you know what? Millions of dollars of sales, I'll pass. I'll pass.
Don't need it.
All right, back to your thing now.
Well, yeah, it's past the Walgreens then.
Yeah.
And it's in it's a big warehouse chopped up into a couple businesses, and it's in the back.
Oh, it's in the back.
It's like,
Does it feel a little sketchy going there?
Sometimes,
maybe
but
the first time.
Also it's next to it is just like a huge ditch. I don't know how else to describe it. I swear to God, if you don't park your car right, it's like a 40-foot drop off the edge. So no one's gonna run up on you. So it's fine.
You know what? Hold on, Ethan. You know what's funny about you? You know, I know why people probably laugh when you talk a lot. You want to know why?
Why?
You give no indication that some nonsense is about to come up. Like,
No.
you give absolutely no indication. Like, you, when you're talking about this fucking ditch, like, if I were to talk about a ditch, I would be building up. I'd be like, you would not believe what is next to this thing.
I noticed that.
Like, I'm very much like, it's a fucking
It's
show.
the way. It's a storyteller.
It's a storyteller.
It's
I'm
the
a
way
storyteller at heart.
Yeah, you're a storyteller.
And you, on the other hand,
And I can see that in a lot of people, like Anthony. Anthony knows how to spin a yarn.
So
he starts. Yeah.
That might be more like engaging, but you're gonna make people. Like, you've killed me already, bro. Like, you're like, yeah, and then like I parked there, and like right next to it's a ditch. Like, that's not what you know, the Indian basket. Like, you're just like you're killing me right now. But yeah, so you go there to powerlift. So what do you like? So obviously the goal, move as much weight as you possibly can.
And it's just squat, bench, deadlift. When you go to compete, it's just squat, bench, and deadlift.
So isn't there like there's like the clubs, like the 1,000, 1,000, like they have like because you take all three and you combine the numbers. Is that like a thing in that?
Yeah. That's when you compete. They add up your total.
So what's your total?
620 kilos, which I multiply that by 2.2. That's pounds.
It's like 1,300.
Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah,
moly.
a little over 1,300.
Oh my
That's not
god.
bad.
That's a lot of weight,
Yeah,
dude.
and it's all perspective, because like I go to the gym. Part of the reason I love Spindle is it's super humbling. Like, I remember me and Liam walked in there, and there's a woman who works out there. Her name's Chrissy. She's like 5'4", and when we went in the first time, she outlifted me and Liam.
Wow.
Every single lift, like. She was benching 240, she was deadlifting almost 4, and she was squatting mid-threes. And, like, she was smoking us on everything. But, like, she was,
what was she benching?
Like 240.
Holy moly.
And she was going to Worlds, right? Like,
Okay.
she was the national champion.
Wow.
And Worlds got canceled because of COVID. So she's, like, she's up there, you know? Like, she has credentials.
She
has
might
credibility.
possibly be one of the top 10. She might be
Yeah,
top
she
10.
is. Right now, I think
Holy
she's top
shit.
4. And,
Wow.
Yeah, it was
Humbling
crazy.
is right,
Big
dude.
time.
Wow.
And this get back to, like, why the community is so great. Like, she if she didn't want to, she didn't have to talk to us ever. But, like, she kind of took us in and would, like, give us tips, you know, think about this when you're training, think about this when you're lifting, and, like, really engaging with us. And that was special, you know? Like,
Yeah, that's awesome.
new kids in the gym we look like fucking idiots trying to do stuff. And
So that place is like not made for, but like specifically mostly.
yeah, mostly
Powerlifters
powerlifting and strongman. You know,
Okay.
you've seen like World's Strongest
Yeah,
Man.
yeah,
They
yeah,
like
yeah.
lift the big stones.
They just lift massive stuff.
Yeah.
They
So
lift
those dudes go
ridiculous
in there too.
stuff.
So it's like
Wow.
powerlifting and that.
So I was gonna talk to you about this. What's your squat? Like, what's your like max? Like the most you can do squatting?
The most I did in a meet is 507.
Okay, so here's the crazy. Here's kind of goes to your point of like that little woman that was dicing you guys up.
Yeah.
So my little cousin, I call him little cousin, but he's a big dude. He's my height, but like 2 of me wide. He's just a big boy.
Mm-hmm.
Played football. He's a senior in high school right now, and he just broke his school record for the squat. And you know, I heard that you were a powerlifter. I was like, all right, because it doesn't really go into perspective. Like I hear numbers, and the numbers are just numbers at this point. Because like I don't really know. I'm not in the world. I don't understand it as much. And then I heard my cousin broke the record for the school, and I was like, oh, like awesome. And then I was like, how much? And my mom was like, oh yeah, he squatted 600.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I was like, and you know, it was so
insane.
crazy. But
so how old is he?
He's 18. He's a senior in high school.
Damn.
Does he got a future in powerlifting?
He could probably go compete at nationals if he wanted to.
I'm gonna have to tell him.
You should tell him.
They're
in Vegas too. I mean, he go.
He could go to. Oh,
you're
don't
not
tell him.
21,
Never mind.
but like you
Never
could
mind.
go.
I can't
you
send
could
him
go
to,
with them.
I'm not sending that kid to Vegas.
Ah.
If I send him to Vegas, he would not come back. He's wild. He's different, especially with the gambling. Like he'd find a way in there, and and he'd ruin it. He'd ruin everything. He loves poker, loves it.
Yeah,
but
gambling's tough. I mean, I love gambling too, but holy shit.
I have an itch in my heart. Like I know I gamble. In my heart, like I know I'm a gambling man.
Have you been to the casino?
No, and I know
dude.
I know. If I go in there, though, like, I'm opening up, like, a real tough case because I got a problem.
I remember my friend Steven took me the first time over COVID. I think this was, like, freshman year. Because, like, it's 18 Rhode Island. So we went to Twin River. Yeah, and, like, we went, like, 4 times that month. Just because we were just fucking around.
How much money did you lose?
I was making money.
Oh, shit.
I think, like, over my lifetime gambling, I'm probably at 0. Like, win-loss, it's definitely
at a solid, absolute
it's solid 0.
I know.
But I was just bored.
I gamble stupid shit. Like, I gamble, like, dumb. Like, I like
you do, like, sports betting?
I do sports betting. I hit a real crazy.
Oh, what'd you get?
Minus 2,000. No, plus 2,000. So that's like
there you go.
200. It's like 20-fold of whatever you do.
Yeah.
So I put $3 on something. Just something. I was like, it's plus 2,000. It's not gonna hit.
Right.
It was just Gordon Hayward to hit 5 threes and for the Charlotte Hornets to win. And I was like, he's gonna do that tonight. Like I just but see, there's no basis for me to say that.
Right.
I just felt like it.
Yeah, I mean that's anything. It's just luck.
And so I sent her in.
Yeah.
And it hit within the first half. The first half he had like 7 threes. I was like, he was
should put more money on it.
Yeah, it was crazy. I should have put more. That's what instantly the first thing you think.
Yeah, no, that's what's terrible.
It's bad no matter what.
So bad.
Because you lose, it sucks. Yeah. Or you don't put enough.
Or you don't put enough, and you can never put enough.
Never. And then I found this little like like the live casinos on like your on the laptops.
Don't even.
Holy shit.
So bad. I remember the first night I got sports betting, and we had our friend Mark. Have you met Mark?
I haven't met Mark.
He was living at Gershon with us. He goes to Brown, but the campus was closed. So like we were just chilling upstairs, and we were like, let's play roulette.
The roulette's
we lost $500 in 5 minutes, and we were just like, we were crying, laughing. We're like, this is so fucked.
That's the bad part.
It felt like I just opened my laptop and everything was gone. Hit the credit limit. The kid who set up my account texted me. He's like, bro, how'd you just lose $500? I'm like, I have no idea. I honestly don't know.
It was your money. You lost $500.
Oh, he paid me $250. He was in my ear. He was like, yeah. He was like 22.
That's fucking terrible. You know Nick Polillo? You know who that is. He was in my homeroom. He's from Medford too. He was in my homeroom my senior year. And all the years actually, I guess. So I guess I don't know what year we were doing the roulette tables in there, but he got a roulette app on his phone.
Yeah.
Homie would put it in the middle of the room and just fucking spin that thing. And we were walking in there like ones, and maybe a 5, maybe. And then this real quiet kid, his name is Stevie Wop. We call him Stevie Wop. His name is Stevie, but he's Stevie Wop. He made some music. All of a sudden, we're throwing down ones, and like he's spinning the track, we're all getting hype. Like it was a nuts like week, and then like all of a sudden, from over my shoulder, fucking $5 comes over, and I was like, "What the fuck, oh, Stevie?" And then like Stevie Wop, and he was like, "Don't get me in that shit, black." I was like, "Black." He's just betting black, 50-50 shot. I was like, "All right, spin it." Hits red, and he was like. And he goes, money ain't nicin'. And then he throws in another 5. I was like, oh, my God. The kid's balling. He goes, black again. He's like, black never failed me. He's like, it just did. And then he spins it. Red again. He goes, all right, I'm out of money. And he says, I was like, you're out of money.
See, like, that's sad. That's only $10.
Like, that's
you know what I mean? Like, dude.
$250.
We've been out. We were out at, there's a place in Seabrook. You know Seabrook.
I do, yeah. I know,
they have a casino there. We saw a kid, 700 on the table. He spreads it on the first 12 numbers. Hits like 20. He loses. Pulls out another 700. Plays the middle 12. Hits like 3. Loses. Plays the back 12. It's spinning, and then it hits 2 again. And it's over. Right there. It's $2,100.
Lost all his money.
$2,100. Gone.
Well, what do you do? Like in that case.
I don't know. He literally just like smiled, got up.
Oh, so left. He's got dumb money.
No,
maybe not.
I think he was gonna cry, but like he smiled like he was not gonna cry. You know what I mean? He was like that real respectful. He was like.
Well, because in his head he's like, well, all right, it's bound to hit. Like that's the thought process.
Well, you always think that.
You're always thinking that it's go time. It's bound to happen. I was doing the fucking. Not the slot machine on my laptop slot machine.
Yeah.
I love my dad's the same way. If he ever watches this, he'll know what I'm talking about. We love the lights. We love the lights. We love the spinning. We're like,
Oh, it keeps you in
it gets
there.
me. I
Oh,
stay.
yeah.
I don't.
They got
I'm,
a
I'm
little
bounced.
song, too, going.
They do. It's like
Yeah, it keeps you there.
and then shows you your numbers. So I was playing 9-cent games just so I could
yeah.
watch the thing spin.
Oh, yeah.
9 cent, 9 cent, 9 cent, 9 cent. I'm like my fourth go. This is online. That's how I know shit's rigged because they get you going early. And then because it's all rigged. It's all if it's online, I don't trust it. It needs to be. I want to be tangibly feeling it.
Yeah.
From this point on, but at the time, I was like 4 spins in, and on a 9-cent bet, I won $10.
Oh shit.
So I was thinking in my head, I was like, so if that was $9, I would have won. What is that? 1,000? 2 zeros. That's crazy. Like like a $9 on $9. So I was like, I started playing more and more and more and more and more. And with 9-cent bets, I lost all that $10, which is like, that's
away.
It was just fucking. It just kept flying away.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just it's a dangerous game. I know. Like I used to play Madden when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And dude, I was a fiend for those packs. I'd get packs, and that's what I think the game.
Part of that shit is just it's unethical.
It's so
like slot machines are unethical because like you go to people who are playing there. And, like, you can see interviews. Like, you look up interviews of people, like, playing. I was just watching a show. It's called How To. It's on HBO. I don't know if you watch that.
I haven't.
You watch, like, Nathan For You?
No. Oh, wait. I think...
They're just, like...
Someone put that on in my house.
All right.
Like, and I didn't know what was going on.
Shout out those shows. Nathan For You and How To. They're funny. But they go to the casino, and they're interviewing this old woman. She's literally sitting there. She's dead. Just spinning the fucking thing. And they're like, he's like, you think you're going to win today? She's like, no. That's all she said. No. They're like,
he's what's like, she doing?
No, the interview ended right there. That's like, it ended. This show is like, I don't know how to describe this show. Is
it like awkward funny?
Exactly. It's
awkward
like the
funny.
guy, have you seen All Gas, No Brakes?
Yeah.
You know how like his interview style is like it's awkward.
It's
so he makes
awkward.
the people say something funny.
Yeah.
Like, he forces their hand.
Yeah. That's kind of what this is about.
He's like, no, I don't know what you mean. What do you mean? And then they say some dumb shit.
And he's like, that's a little strange.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then like they'll like won't say anything. He'll just go like.
Exactly.
It's just so
it's that
awkward
comedy.
I could totally do that. I might start doing that. I might start going out in public.
It's funny.
And just start making people look like fools. I could sit there and look like a fool for 5 minutes. I have no problem. I have no embarrassment. No shame. No shame in this guy. I mean, some things I won't do, but like no shame really. I'll go out there and I'll just be an idiot with one person. Yeah. Everyone random out there that you like don't know. Like if you're standing in a line like at like Market Basket and you're just waiting there with like 10 people in front of you, like you're never going to see those people again.
Never.
They do not matter to you.
No.
At this point. Maybe randomly somehow, but not really. Yeah. So you could really say whatever you want or like be or do whatever you want. And like there's very little repercussions for stuff like that.
I can see you could do like an episode that's not a podcast, more like a vlog.
Yeah.
You just go out and like...
And just talk to people.
If you put on like a suit, you go to Savers and buy a suit and you have someone hold a camera...
How much is a suit?
Who's questioning him? Dude, like $10. Come on.
Dude, how often are you there? I feel like you guys
sweaters from there.
Oh my god. I feel like you guys fucking love that place.
I wore it to work too. Got a compliment, so place is legit.
The place is legit. Yo, that's so funny. I gotta go there. I haven't
Sometimes we go just to fuck around. Like I wore a pea coat last weekend. I bought from there.
How much was it?
I just walked out with it. But I bought one from there before. I shouldn't say that on a camera. That's terrible.
Walked out with it after paying what?
$20.
$20.
Yeah.
And how much was the first one?
The first one was like $25.
So the second one.
That's right. The first one paid for the second one.
Makes sense.
I mean? Yeah.
No, I get it.
I buy stuff from there all the time. I think it's valid.
Yeah, it's extremely valid.
Yeah,
You've given them more money than they could ever imagine. They're like, oh my god, he's fucking back.
Yeah.
They're like, we don't got any more on the big and tall. Dude.
I feel like that's why I started going. Is because like I was spending money on clothes, and like from freshman year to now, I like outgrew a lot of my clothes.
You're big, dude.
I haven't gotten taller though. That's a problem. But thanks. I'll take it as a compliment.
No, it is. It's a mega compliment. That's why I was so confused when I looked at like your Instagram and I thought it said like 500 for squat, but I don't know what the fuck I was reading. I was like squat 500, whatever. That's why I was so confused thinking about my cousin because I'm like, Just no way this kid can squat 600. But like, yeah,
Yeah.
I guess it just doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
Doesn't matter what size. I mean, he's big. Like, he's massive. I'm not gonna sit here and say he's not. Like, he's like my little cousin, and I'm scared of him. He'd kick my ass. But like, still, it's just like you're big. Like, you personally, you're a big dude.
Yeah.
So it's just to think that like 100 pounds more, it feels fake. Like it feels wrong.
It's crazy.
I don't know how that shit works. But you go to like tournaments and stuff. Not tournaments. Is that the wrong word? Competitions.
Yeah, meets. Yeah,
Meets.
so I did my first meet in November, and I qualified for collegiate nationals. So I'm actually going and competing in that in March.
Wow.
Yeah, it's outside Chicago. So I'll be doing that, and that'll be my next competition. That's what I'm training for now.
So wait, it's in Chicago?
It's outside Chicago,
Okay.
like 10, 15 minutes.
Chicago's a little scary.
I've never been, honestly.
I've never been either. I want to go.
Yeah.
I want to go see the world a little bit. Not the world.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe like a little more like I want to know where I'm at first. I'm gonna go look around my country. Let me go look around. Let me go see Chicago.
There's a lot to see here,
Dallas.
Yeah.
Los Angeles. I want to bounce around a little bit in here first. Then get the continent going. Go to like Anaheim and is Anaheim in
Texas?
Where is Anaheim?
Isn't that in Texas?
I have no
Florida?
idea. I thought it was north.
Anaheim?
Yeah.
That sounds like Texas.
Does it?
Right?
I don't know. Honestly, we could be messing it. I should be wrong. But
I could be wrong too. I have no idea. I'm like picturing an announce right now. Like there's a stadium in Anaheim.
The Anaheim Ducks is what I'm thinking about. And that's not in Texas. Is it in Texas? Is it in Oregon? That's
I have
wrong.
no idea. I have no idea. This is why you got to go see the world right now.
This is why I gotta go check it out.
Go.
I gotta go check it out. Because I gotta know what the fuck's up. Someone was talking about Monte Carlo the other day, and I just didn't know where it was, and like I was so embarrassed. Like,
yeah,
I like to think of myself as a guy that typically not knows everything. I know very little, but I know enough about everything.
Yeah.
Not a lot about. I know a lot about like a few things, but I know enough about everything. So like I never seem like an idiot in most conversations.
Right? Isn't that like a master of none is better than a master of one?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Dude, look at you. Look at you with the quotes. Where'd you get that quote from?
Instagram.
Yeah, I guess I'd rather be a master of none type thing.
I mean, where have you been before? Where have you traveled?
I've been to Ireland.
Yeah.
I was little.
Yep.
But I remember more than I probably should. And then I've been to the Dominican.
Oh, cool.
Which was cool. I've been to Florida. And in our own country, I've been to like Pennsylvania. I drove to Baltimore.
Oh, cool.
So we had to go through like New York and that and Pennsylvania. I stayed in Philly for a little bit. I was like, we were bouncing going to Baltimore. That was fun. I went with Mike.
Oh, all right.
And Haley as well. Actually.
You were just road tripping?
And Nathan. Fuck. We went, and one other kid, but you don't know. Yeah, we did it for like a school project.
Oh, for a school project?
School. Yeah, we did. We
drove around the country for high school?
That wasn't really the project. The project was more like we brought like these like we basically bought like $5,000 worth of school supplies and brought it to like a school in Baltimore.
Oh, it was like charity type thing.
Kind of like charity. The place wasn't like like the neighborhood was gross.
Yeah.
The school itself was pretty new. But what the hell just happened? Okay. But the school like it was kind of new, but it had like young teachers, and what I realized from my sister is that a lot of the teachers end up paying for their own shit.
Really?
Like a lot.
Their own
they'll pay for
class supplies?
More than you'd think. If the department won't give it to them, and the department don't give this school nothing because they just made the school.
Right.
So there's just a bunch of empty classrooms basically with like a teacher in there, and they're all young. They don't get the money to go buy their own shit. So we brought them a bunch of stuff. We had like a whole like care package per classroom in there. Yeah. It was pretty dope. It was pretty dope. And
it's a pretty cool project.
Yeah, we took like 2 days off school. 3 maybe. We went down to Philly, stayed in Philly for a day, went there, went back to Philly, stayed in Philly, drove back.
It's pretty cool.
9 hours of driving though.
Damn.
For 3 days, I ate like 5 gas station hot dogs.
Eating on the road is terrible.
I'm a pioneer of the gas station hot dog. I will stand by that till I die.
The 25-cent dogs.
Dude, they're so good. I don't care. I think you want to hear the grossest part?
I don't eat hot dogs anymore.
They
gross me.
Did you see the thing? It's like having one hot dog's like smoking an entire pack of cigarettes.
No way. No way.
Or like maybe it's
Actually,
2 hot dogs, something like that. Like I think I heard something like that. Like it's like that. It's equal to that health wise. And I've eaten
What does
a
that say? Yeah, what does that
ridiculous
say?
amount of hot dogs,
Holy
dude.
shit, ridiculous.
Like I've eaten more hot dogs. I'd say compared to kids my age, lifetime hot dog intake rate gotta be in the top 10%, 5%. Like I've eaten a lot.
I used to eat hot dogs. I used to eat hot dogs, and then like I don't know, I just slowly
They ran away from you.
stopped enjoying them. You know.
Because when I eat one, I eat 4. You know, like
Yeah. Well,
I
that's
eat a lot.
I mean, yeah.
I'm a growing boy. That's what I always. That's my excuse at least. I'm a growing young lad.
You're always a growing young lad.
Yeah.
Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
You're always growing.
Always growing.
Always growing. You know what's funny? It's something similar to that little saying you just said. I'll like be like I have to like go like change into like what I'm wearing for the day, and I'll be like talking to my dad, and, like I'll live in room. All right, I gotta go change. He'll be like, don't ever change. That's what he hits me with. I'm like, yo,
Stay golden.
you think you're funny, dude. my dad's hilarious. But yeah, so you're going to Chicago, outside Chicago, 10 minutes outside Chicago. So are you gonna go like into Chicago and check it out?
Yeah, I kind of want to stay there for a day or two,
Do it.
to see some major cities. I think when I graduate, I mean masters, whatever, regular school, I want to go live somewhere else.
What's your major?
My major is biomedical engineering.
Holy moly!
Yeah.
I think I heard you say that before, and I was just as blown away.
Yeah, I mean it's all right. It's not like crazy, but
When I hear engineering, I immediately just I bow down to my creators, dude.
Yeah.
I hear engineering, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
But I've already seen it in the workplace. It's like the engineers group together, the business people group together, and that's
Exactly
how
what
it
happens,
goes.
dude.
Yeah.
That's exactly what
The
happens.
collaboration isn't really there.
No, it's not as much as it should be. You know, maybe we
Yeah,
could break
not as
down
much
that
as it should
barrier.
be.
You know,
Yeah.
me being my
maybe.
marketing major over here.
Yeah. I mean, I like I'm already like looking around work and seeing some like the older faces, and I'm like, I don't even know if this is what I want to do.
This doesn't seem right.
It's like you people don't look happy at all.
So what do you want to do with that? With biomedical engineering?
I'd love to work for a startup. I'd love to start my own company.
That'd be awesome.
I worked on a project with 2 of my best friends, Amy and Victoria. We did you know what Difference Maker is?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I do know what that
we
is.
came in second place this year.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'd love to take our idea and like start a company out of it and never work a day in my life, but that'd be awesome.
That'd be mint. It's
Yeah.
not work if you enjoy it, you know.
Yeah,
That's kind of the
exactly.
idea.
Exactly.
So what is it? Like what would you be doing?
The idea is right now hospital wait times, you're looking at like 14 plus hours in the ER. Like you know Brad, roommates with Gabe?
Yeah.
I don't know if hopefully this isn't private, but like his appendix burst.
Oh no.
Right, so he was waiting. It ended up being 12 hours from the time he got in to the time he got his MRI or X-ray or whatever they had to do his CT.
You can like die from that. Am I wrong?
Yeah. You could have serious complications. That's 12 hours. Like, all right, so that's like terrible.
That's awful.
Terrible. I had to get rabies shots in the summer, and I waited for 6 hours one time and just fucking left. I was so pissed. I had to go home.
6 hours.
I waited for 6 hours. Like I didn't bring a water bottle with me, so I had to leave.
So what was?
And then I went back the next day, 4 more hours until I got my shots.
How'd you get the rabies?
So
You
we have like this shed behind my parents' house, and there's these groundhogs. I don't know if they're groundhogs. I don't know what they are, dude. But they like burrowed their way under there. They have like a nest in there.
Yeah.
And like for a while, we were trying to get them out, but you just can't. Like the hole's like this big. What do you do? Crawl in? Like no.
Yeah.
And then so I have 2 dogs, and then my parents got a 3rd dog. They got a puppy. So I was taking them outside. We were just like, it was a nice day. I was just chilling out
Mess
there.
around with the pups.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And one of the groundhogs comes out of nowhere and starts chasing the puppy. And she's like this big. She's maybe 4 pounds.
You gotta go protect your dog.
Yeah, well, my oldest dog, Jax, runs, like sprints from the other side of the yard, grabs the groundhog by the neck, and just starts running. So immediately I grab the puppy, run it inside, come back out, and on my way back into the pen, I picked up like a huge cobblestone. We have like these cobblestones around our dog pen. Pick it up, and I'm in there, and long story short, I just nuked it with the fucking rock. And so normally you send the animal in. It gets tested for rabies. And they called me back and they were like, there's not enough brain matter left.
Because you smashed it so hard.
Yeah. Which
Holy
was,
shit.
honestly, I was like, damn.
Let's go.
Is it really? Yeah, I was like, shit. But, yeah, so I was like, I don't know if I should be excited or not. And they're like, no, now you have to get rabies shots. And I was like, oh, all right.
Wow.
And you wouldn't believe it. I got 12 shots in one sitting. And then I had to go back 3 days later and get 4 more.
Bro, what?
Horrible, yeah. It's by weight.
God.
It's by weight. So the 2 nurses come in. They're like, how much do you weigh? And I'm like, oh, I weigh 250. And they're like, oh, brother, you're so fucked.
You weigh 250 pounds, by the
Yeah,
way?
yeah.
Dude, you're fucking jacked. You're a big dude. And you're just, I weigh 250. Oh, they're like, that's 16
They're
shots.
like, that sucks. They're like, here's what we can do for you. We can do 2 in each arm, 2 in each leg, 2 in each ass cheek. And then you got to take, what was that? 2, 4, 6, 8. That was it. And then I got 2 in my thighs.
Oh, my God.
And it was horrible. Horrible.
You're
I
not,
walked
you a
out
shots
of there.
guy? Like
I don't
obviously, no one
I don't
likes
get
it.
like queasy,
Yeah.
but like I wouldn't watch for fun. I wouldn't be like, yeah, let me like. That's
Yeah, let's
nonsense.
fucking
Yeah,
do it.
that's not. There are
Yeah.
people like that though. There are
Really?
people like that. Yeah, people in the hospital will. Some people just love pain.
They do.
Like people will get like a huge like scrape. They'll get something stuck in their leg, and they'll ask to watch them remove it.
No.
Yeah, people will do that shit. It's
What
bizarre.
the fuck, dude?
Bizarre.
Dude, I'm learning so much right now.
Yeah.
This is insane. So you murdered this groundhog.
That's what led to me having to wait so long.
Okay. Yeah. Now we're back.
Yeah. Now we're back. Yeah. Roundabout.
Okay. So you waited total of like 10 hours.
Yeah, 10 hours.
To get to get legit
To get-
shot up.
Yeah.
Like fucking Biggie or Tupac, dude. You get
Oh, yeah.
fucking, who
Yeah.
shot you, dude? Holy shit. All right. And so that's a problem.
Yo, that's a
How
problem.
do you guys solve this problem?
All right. So the solution is something that monitors you in the waiting room. So like something that monitors your blood pressure, heart rate, your oxidation, which is just how much oxygen's in your blood, your temperature, and if at all possible, like an ECG, which is like you could detect like a heart dysrhythmia or arrhythmia.
Okay. Yeah.
So like heart attacks. So this could just be like something super low profile, simple that you wear, and like because there could be 100 people in the waiting room, if someone's having a heart attack, one nurse isn't going to see them, or if one person's like oxygen drops, they're not going to see them.
Or
So
maybe,
the
maybe they
product-
won't even know.
They
Or
wouldn't-
something.
exactly, things you don't even know. You're not gonna like if I'm sitting here right now, I couldn't tell you what my blood pressure is.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you what my temperature is.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, the product links them to the nursing station. They can then see, oh, person sitting over there is dying. We should probably go check on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Wow. So
Yeah.
it kind of gives like priority. Do you think?
Some diagnostic too, because like if I was standing in the ER and just fell over, immediately they're like, well, we have no idea what's wrong with him. They'd have to bring me into a room, hook me up to
Figure it out.
sensors, and then start from zero.
Yeah.
Here, you're already starting halfway. You already can see all the vitals, which is how they're
So-
making a decision anyways.
Yeah, and I'm a business major, so this is what I do. I ask
Yeah.
questions. Number one concern would be, so say I'm there, right? I'm in the ER.
You're in the ER.
It's pretty pressing, but nothing popping up on the vitals, right? And I'm just sitting there. I wait like an hour, and nothing's going too terribly with me. And then everyone else is there's people are just fucking dropping like flies in the ER with me, and I'm just like, and like people would walk in and they need a little more than me, and then all of a sudden it's been 8 hours and I'm just waiting,
Right.
and while all these people who came in after me are getting treated.
Right.
Do we just say, fuck that guy, your life is not in
yeah.
immediate danger, so stop being selfish?
Well,
is that kind of the idea?
would you be like perfectly fine at that point? I mean, what's wrong?
Theoretically, something's wrong with me. I'm there for a reason, but nothing's
Right.
popping up on the vitals,
Well,
I guess.
it depends on the severity.
So
Because
then
a
it
lot of
just
people
doesn't
do go to
matter.
the ER with like nonsense, you know?
So maybe it would
So
honestly
in a
get
way,
people to
it'll
get to
push.
bounce.
Yeah, because like there is a system, like a triage system, where they rate you. But another problem with that is, like, you know, some like macho guy goes in. He has like super bad chest pain, but he walks up and he'll be like, yeah, it's not that bad though.
I got something like that. I feel something right around here. That's what he said.
Exactly.
Girl walks in. Little petite woman walks in.
Yeah, and she's like, I think my heart's failing. You know what I mean? And like,
but you're good.
But that guy could be sitting down having a stroke or a heart attack, and he didn't properly explain himself. And right now, there's nothing in place to detect that at all.
I wonder if it's possible to find out how many like lives you'd save that way.
Tons.
How many people like die like just sitting there?
25% of people who die in the hospital had a condition they came into the ER with. Something like that. I'm pretty sure that's what was in our presentation. So 25% of people die in the hospital. I mean, shit, that's a lot. I mean,
Wow.
You're looking at almost like 50 million people in the emergency room every year. It's crazy.
And again, you didn't say anything money wise. First thing I'm gonna say is that would make you a ton of money.
It would definitely be a huge business for sure.
Because every hospital, at least medium high end hospital would need that instantly. That'd be the first. They'd buy that right away.
It's interesting you noticed that too, though. You say like medium high end hospital, like
that.
That was one of the things we had to think about too, like because like a Mass General would be right on it. They're like, we have money, we can do this right away.
You're in the right area for this.
But you go to like even like a Lowell General, maybe not.
Maybe not.
It might be out of budget.
Yeah,
honestly.
When I say in the right area, I mean Massachusetts more than
Yeah. But it also depends on like a lot of people end up going to the hospital with no insurance. No one's gonna end up paying for whatever treatment they get, and the hospital eats that.
And I wonder if it would kind of end up being like an ambulance type thing. Like, you know how like an ambulance picks you up, like that's it bills you. Bills you.
$2,000 right off the bat.
So I feel like these monitors would kind of be similar type things.
Yeah. It would be like something at the front desk where they'd be like, "Do you want to wear this today?" And it would be like, "Sure." And hopefully it'd be like, after insurance, you would hope it'd be like $10.
Yeah, hopefully.
But
so some people, some people don't have insurance, and like obviously, you can't really adjust the whole business plan just for people that don't have insurance.
Right.
Like, people should have insurance.
And like over time, as you mass produce, just like anything, things get cheaper over time.
Yeah.
At least they should.
That's a great idea, though. I like hearing like unique ideas. That's unique. You don't hear that too often. So you're like biomedical engineering, so you would kind of be able to figure out like technically how you do that.
Right. We made a prototype of it, and that's how we pitched it.
Does it like kind of work?
No, it works. Yeah, it works. So we made a prototype of it, pitched it. We made it out of a Arduino, if you know what that is, but it's like a programmable circuit board.
Yes.
So like we program one, and you wear it on your wrist and finger. It's like have you seen those sensors that clip on your finger?
Yeah.
So the ones they use in the hospital, because they have to dispose of them, they're just like tape. They're super low profile. So we made it more similar to that, where it's just like a real thin. It's like a Band-Aid.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it does all that.
It does all that.
That's incredible. And you guys came in second. Who came in first?
They're super passionate. You should see it. These guys, like, honestly, props to them. They were like on it. Like they gave like a theatrical performance when they were doing their thing. Like they're like, one guy would say something, then he would finish his sentence. It was like,
wow, like Steve Jobs out there.
Yeah, they deserved it.
Yeah.
They did a really good job. And their product was like way ahead. They said they already got like a $6,000 private loan. Like they were working on a real thing. Like we made ours from like $25. Yeah.
Hey, but you guys coming in second with that, just shows how great that. Yeah, you guys should totally pursue that. 1,000%. And then if you need investment, hit me up.
I will. I got you.
I got you, dude.
I'm telling you.
That's insane.
Yeah, any chance I think to work for yourself is the move, because exactly.
You know, like just in case. What if it does well? What if this does well? You know,
I think you could do well.
Why not?
Why
not?
Yeah.
Is it likely? Probably not. Is it?
You never know, dude. You got to imagine. I mean, who are the big names, right? Like Joe Rogan. But like, come on, he started with guys. He was probably he was already like Joe Rogan, but he was probably sitting at sub 10,000 views for a while.
God. Yeah, for probably a while.
And then he gets a big name to come on, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, he just interviewed like Elon Musk.
Yeah,
or something like that, like Robert Downey Jr. Like, holy shit, you know?
Yeah, like out of nowhere, like you get these, out of nowhere, but like these massive names, and like slowly gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I guess like, kind of part of the appeal right now for me to do this is like, it's just like average people. you know, like these are the everyday people.
Yeah.
Like not that you're average. Everyone's very, and I guess that's kind of the whole point is that you're not average. Like these are average, everyday people.
Right.
Everyone's so unique. Everyone's
Right.
so interesting. There's no difference between you and like a Robert Downey Jr. Really. You and an Elon Musk, maybe.
Right.
You know, there's maybe a difference. That's unique. But like between you and like an actor, someone that just has the money.
I think that gets into just like everyone's got their own accomplishments, their own interests. Everyone's got their own appeals, you know. And
100%.
For a famous person, or I guess, I mean, all famous people are famous for a reason. You have actors, athletes, but they all have the same passions that we have. It's just they have a bigger platform for it.
Yeah, that's the whole entire thing. It's like, well, what's the difference?
Yeah.
You know, like
I could want to build a car, but like Elon Musk has the platform to build a car. Like he has the plan, he has the people, he has the infrastructure. That'd be sick if I could. But
you'll be really big one day with that whole idea you guys got going
maybe,
over there.
Maybe.
I
hope so.
That's
Seriously.
a dope idea.
I hope
that is
so.
and I bet everyone that you've talked to about it has said the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Even
people have liked it.
For like the difference maker probably fucking loved it, dude. Because
Yeah.
also it's like the medical field, which is like, dude, like you say whatever people want. It might be a little sketchy, but medical field is where a lot of the money is.
Right.
Like
right now,
behind tech.
Right now, like biomedical engineering and like semiconductors, like small tech, that's what's big.
Like it's massive. It's the industry, like money wise, and like it's kind of a weird thing to think about, like, because it's such a good life saving tool.
Right.
But so it's hard to like think about the money or think about the possible like outcomes of it without thinking about like, oh, am I being a little dirty about this? Like, you feel that way. But you kind of need to. It needs to make money in the end.
Yeah, everyone makes a living at some point.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's kind of like the whole, like, you ever hear about, like the cancer theory? Like, people that say, like, the cure exists. But they make so much money off of cancer.
I totally believe that. There's professors at Lowell who have, they did their PhD studies on bacteria that when they give it the problem with chemo is that when you give someone chemo, it attacks their whole body. It doesn't know how to find a tumor. You know, so the drug just starts destroying everything. That's why you lose your hair. That's why you're all fatigued. You can't eat. It hurts your stomach, your lungs. But when you put it with bacteria, it knows to go to a tumor. And, like, it won't go to the rest of your body. And they don't know why it does that. They're not pursuing it. But you could theoretically give it a drug that eliminates cancer on the bacteria without ravaging the whole body. And that was, like, wow. You know, she's telling us that. She's showing us pictures, and we're like, wow, that's amazing.
You're looking at it like, are you guys curing cancer right now?
Yeah. Like, literally.
It's fast.
We're like, and she's like, yeah, and I don't think anyone ever picked it up. It's like, what? But for the same reason. Like, you look at a big company that makes, you know, chemo drugs, why would they pick it up? Business-wise, why would they pick up something that would eliminate their whole business?
And those are the places that would need to pick it up. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly. Because they have the infrastructure to make it, but they have the labs to test it. They won't do it.
Really, there's two possibilities. One, find a way to make that as much money as cancer does, which is almost impossible.
Pretty much impossible.
Cancer makes so much money.
And if they started to, they'd get bought and they'd get put behind. You know what I mean?
So the only way I could think of is maybe just continuing, make it so expensive that it's basically just a last resort if the chemo don't work. Because hospitals can't even buy this shit. Like, they only can really buy it if someone's really willing to put up that fucking cash. So it would be so exclusive to like these top end people.
Yeah,
that's the only way you can release it, and then it ruins
that gets into politics though. Like, everything, like
private health.
Yeah, FDA, like, it's got to get approved. Even right now, like, you have people who are on the Pfizer board that also sit on the FDA somehow. It's like,
that's
you guys
so
are
sketchy.
And like, I'm vaccinated.
So
I mean, I believe in it. The vaccine works. Like, the reality is it works. But like, even still, like, you got people, they're on both sides. They're like, yeah, promote the vaccine, everyone get vaccinated, and they're sitting on the company that's making billions of dollars. But that's everything. That's corporate America.
It's corporate America. But like, and I have another like problem too. It's like I saw this one thing. You know, like that little coin jar that'll be like, donate. Like, it'll be like you got like a Burger King. And like, you'll give them, and you'll see like the little coin jar. They'll be like, donate to this, like UNICEF, whatever. And then you put like your like 10 cents in there, and then you leave. So apparently that's there and what they do is they use that money as tax write-off, and
Yeah.
they donate, and then it's written off on the taxes.
I could see that.
And it's like it's one of those things. I was like, at first, I was much like, all right, well, these guys are fucking assholes, but then I was thinking, why can't we all win? You know, why is that such a bad thing?
They win, they donate money. But
donate the money.
Why do you think Bill Gates is a philanthropist?
Like,
I mean, sure, he loves to give, and it's amazing that he loves to give, but he also gets something out of it. He's not paying taxes on the other millions he makes that year.
So, and you know what? I'm completely okay with everybody winning.
Yeah.
Why is this such a problem?
If he wants to give, that's amazing. And he should, because he doesn't need all that money. No one really needs all that money.
Bezos. Like, if you had all that, if you had Bezos.
But they're
money,
like, let's build a fucking rocket. It's like,
I want to, if I were them, I'd build a city.
Yeah.
I'd build a full-blown metropolitan
city. You see Elon Musk tunnel has traffic?
Really?
Yeah, it has traffic.
Wow.
I mean, and it's like, in theory, it was a really good idea. It's like, your first thought's like, we should make flying cars so we can fly over all the bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we'll tunnel under it instead.
Let's tunnel under all the bullshit.
Either way, yeah, exactly.
Either way, there's bullshit.
Either way, there's traffic. There should be traffic everywhere.
Yeah, no matter what you do. Traffic is one of those things. I remember, I don't know what the theory's called, but it's really cool. It's like, no matter how many pockets you'll have, you'll fill them. That's kind of the idea.
Exactly.
So you add, people think like, oh, why can't we just add another 2 lanes on the highway? You add 2 more lanes,
still traffic.
And there's going to be traffic.
Traffic still makes no sense. When you really think about it for a while, you're like,
why?
Wait, everyone's driving. They're getting off. Why? It's
because some people suck at driving. Some traffic makes sense. There being a lot of cars makes sense.
Yeah.
But I should never, ever, ever be stopped on the highway.
Yeah.
If my car is going,
should always be going.
If
Maybe
I'm
the right
below
lane.
20, I'll be pissed. Like, it happened to me today on the way back up here.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Which is like, it was like I came back at like 4 o'clock. It took me like 45 minutes to get here.
Yep.
And I was just driving, and then I just started realizing I'm going 10 miles an hour. Like, it just slowly, I'm seeing the guy ahead of me brake. I'm like, we're in the fast lane. And then I just slowly keep braking. Nah, I'm just crawling at 10, dude. Yeah. What are we doing? It's the highway.
It's miserable. It's like, this is something Henry always says this shit, because he's like this socialist guy sometimes. And he's like, but it's true. He's like, we're slaves to our own creation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like hearing it all.
We make the cars, and here we are. It takes us an hour extra to get somewhere now because we have traffic because of our cars.
Because we made the cars.
We
are slaves of our own creation.
Hey, we made the cell phone. Now, if you want to call AAA, you wait 45 minutes for them to pick up.
Yeah.
And before you couldn't call at all, but now, I'm literally glued to this thing. I can't walk away from my phone. I can't go anywhere. I'm stuck.
It's like, I hear this all the time too. It's like we're like cyborgs, dude.
Yeah.
What's the difference between us and a cyborg at this point? How often do you run into somebody that not only has a phone but has an iPhone? Like, everyone's got one.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's got one.
And they know everything about you.
And they know everything, and that is you. Like, that phone that's recording us right now.
It's personalized to you. It's everything you want is on it. Everything you do is done on it. It knows everything about you.
If someone went through my phone on uninhibited access, first of all, wow. Second of all, if that would have happened, they'd know more about me than I know about myself.
Yeah, right.
Like, they'd be able to go through photos and videos, and they'd see an episode of the podcast on there, and then they'd see all my subscriptions and everything, and every comment I've made, everything is on my phone. It knows more about me than I do, because there's only so many memories I have, only so many moments I can store in here. Like, it's obviously limited storage, 64 gigs, but I swear 64 gigs is more than I got. Right. I don't know if I got 64 gigs up here too. Sometimes I forget the craziest shit. Like, my roommate Nick, he'll tell a story that I'm in, that I'm doing something in.
Yeah.
And I'm listening and wondering what's next because I don't fucking remember, dude. Like, it's just not healthy. But these things are always in our pockets.
Yeah.
So
you wonder if someone was watching you, watching you on your phone.
Oh,
could see the shit you were laughing at, or how you reacted to seeing certain things. It's weird.
Like, you could.
It's weird.
You could do that. You could just tap into the camera. Yeah. Like, I'm sure hackers could do that.
Yeah. I mean, talk about knowing someone. Like, on the screen you could see like what they looked at, but what about what they looked like while they looked at it?
Oh my god.
You're literally just like
I don't
living
even
through
know
their
that.
eyes. It's weird. It's
Like
weird.
I'm sitting there. You ever pull up like Snapchat accidentally or something, and you're sitting
You open the
so
camera.
ugly. You're just like,
Yeah.
you're like, what the
You
fuck
sit
was?
back up, you're like, shit.
Get like your jaw, like fucking, like make sure you look chiseled and shit. You're
Yeah.
like, I gotta shave. Like it's just like, damn, bro. I don't know. I wish I knew. I wish I remembered more of my life without my phone, because I definitely had a little more. I was like,
But
we're at the
when
very
did you get an
edge.
iPhone? Because I got an
iPhone.
iPhone. I think I got my first cell phone in 6th grade.
I was 5th grade when I got my first cell phone.
And it was a flip phone. And like,
So was
dude,
mine.
I had like the keyboard. If you had a keyboard, you were the shit.
was like a-
If you had a razor, you were fucked, right?
Yeah.
And like, it's like funny. I feel like I'm like acting old, but like we lived through that shit. You know
We
what I mean?
lived it.
We lived
We
it.
were at the very edge. But we did it.
My first smartphone was like my dad's old Samsung, absolute piece of shit.
I was walking
and,
around
like-
with an iPod for a little bit.
Yeah. Oh no, you carried the iPod and the flip phone because you needed
the
both.
music.
You needed both.
You needed the music,
You needed
but you needed to
both.
call people.
Yeah.
So you'd have the music in the apps and
Yeah.
the iPhone, and then you call people.
You know,
on
and
the
that was
phone.
one of the best parts. Like, I hate texting, but I love talking on the phone because
Me
you
too.
know I like talking to people, and like I'll call people on my car rides, and I'll talk for like 30 minutes, and like it's way better than texting someone. I can't lie, like I'm terrible at texting. I don't
Me
like
too.
to look at my phone that much.
Dude, you're
So,
talking to the fucking
Yeah,
the king over here.
yeah.
I'm
And
not
you can
looking
see
at
it. I
text.
mean, you obviously love conversation. And
I love to
there's
talk.
a lot to be learned from conversation, and like you can get a better feel of what someone's thinking, like how they're reacting to what you're saying, if they're
Mm-hmm.
engaged or not.
I say this all the time. Yeah,
So
I agree.
you know,
entirely.
because you can send like absolute shit on text, like
Dude, I could
meaningless anything. You can send whatever you want. You're sitting behind the screen. It's
yeah,
like
you
it's
can do
weird.
whatever you want. I
Yeah.
could go on my phone. I could pull up. I could just scroll a million times through TikTok, find something, don't even look at it. I can just send it to somebody and
Yeah.
put 18 laughing faces, and it could be like a video about like legit something
And
I had no idea about.
they'll probably respond, just be like, "LOL."
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. They probably
there's-
didn't even click on it.
there's-
They probably didn't even click on it.
If they're good friends, they won't.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
my good friends just send me the lol. Just send me the
Yeah.
LOL, bro. Just
Don't waste your
if you
time.
love me, bro, you don't even gotta look at it. You just gotta send me something, dog.
For real.
I'm the worst answerer, and like I do
Yeah.
remember though, like when I was little, like I did a little knocking on doors, asking my friends, "Hey,
Yeah.
are they home?"
We had
I
the
did
house
that
phone.
when I was little. House phone.
I didn't,
have
so
a house
I had
phone,
no
too.
friends on my street, but Henry lived around the corner. Mark lived around the corner. My other friends lived like biking distance, and we'd call the house. You'd be like, "Is Henry home?
Yeah.
Is Mark home?"
Yeah, hi, Miss,
And, like-
hi, Miss DeAngelis. I had my friend calling. I was like, "Hi, Miss DeAngelis. Can we?" And we'd use the phone. We'd play COD.
Yeah, oh
On
yeah,
the-
yeah.
on
You
the
had
Wii.
to. Oh, on the Wii.
I played COD on the Wii. Black Ops. OG Black Ops.
On the Wii.
On the Wii.
Damn.
My aim was mint.
Yeah.
I was like, I was playing COD and there was no party. You couldn't like link up. You had to try
Yeah.
to get into the same game.
Yeah.
And we did that. And we'd be on the phone. We'd be like, "No, you're not in my game." And we'd hog the phone for 7 hours, like the
Yeah.
house phone.
Right.
And some of my friends don't even have a house phone. Never had a house phone. And
Yeah.
I was like, "What, dude?"
I had a house phone.
I was like, "What?"
That's because I
what'd you
didn't
do
have
without
it. I mean, maybe they got cell phones early, or maybe they just didn't do
Maybe.
a home phone.
Kids
But,
today have like iPhones at like
Oh
5.
yeah.
Like I did like a couple
But that's how
camps,
a
and they
lot
got
of parents now, like when a kid's like having a tantrum or freaking out, like they literally hand them their phone. They're like, "Do something."
go on TikTok.
Yeah, go on TikTok.
Just get the fuck away from me, bro.
Seriously, that's how it is.
I feel like it'd be so easy to do
I was
that.
at
as a
I was at
parent.
a like a family thing, and one of my mom's friends was there with her kid, and that's what she did. I saw her. I was like, this really young. She's like 2. Hands her a phone. It's like just like go away.
Go play Doodle Jump.
It's like all right. Yeah,
Go
like
play-
do so.
Go
I
play
s-
something.
Yeah.
But I wonder about the internet. This is what I think about the internet. So we have I feel like everybody in the back of their mind, without acknowledging it too much, because we like our phones, we have a sneaking suspicion it's not good for us.
I think you know
Especially
that.
at a young age.
I think that's why you put it down after a while. You know what I mean?
Everyone knows it.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if people felt that way about alcohol and cigarettes back in the day when they were
TV,
handing them to
even the
9-year-olds.
television.
You know, like
Oh, you mean like
you could like kids would drink when they were like 13,
yeah.
10. Like kids would like smoke cigarettes. Like little like younger
Right.
kids would smoke cigarettes. Obviously not as young as it is with us on the phones.
Yeah.
But it's like true. It was doctor recommended to smoke cigs.
Right.
Straight up doctors. So I'm wondering if just like how we kind of like grew up and realized like, all right, probably shouldn't be endorsing this shit. Let's make everything 21. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Is like information, is unlimited information, unlimited access to everything. Like should we be giving that to 5-year-olds? Are we gonna put like a limit at like 13 or something?
I don't know. Honestly. I feel like you can't. In a sense, it's like they'll find a way. Like free access to information. Some information's bad at a young age.
Yeah.
You know? All I can think of is like they teach you about now it's Indigenous Peoples Day.
Yeah.
Like at first, like you learn the story of Thanksgiving in like first grade. And then
Yeah.
as you get older, you're like, oh, this isn't all it's like cut out to be. This
Shouldn't
is
even
terrible.
This is awful.
Right.
This is straight genocide.
And like, yeah. And like at a young age you have like computer class. They teach you like using the computer and typing. And then, like, you learn there's all this fuck shit on the internet.
Porn.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like we could just go to porn. Like, you can just, like...
You could have been 10 in computer class and went on Pornhub.
And
what would they have done?
I mean, if they saw it, they could make you get in trouble. You could
know.
You could do whatever you want. The internet is, like, you can just look up boobs.
Yeah, literally.
Like, it's all there.
Yeah.
It's all there. Everything that there's ever been or ever has been is right there in front of you.
It's weird.
So I wonder maybe the best way to go about it is not so much like I wasn't suggesting getting kids to 13 before they can go on the internet.
Yeah.
Like I think at this point it's kind of hard to take that away from people. But I do think it's more possible though than I might think though, because older people are making the decision. Like 50-year-olds would be the ones making that decision.
Yeah, exactly.
Putting that legislation in.
Right.
So removed from being 13 that they don't even give a fuck. They're just like, all right, you're done. You're not going on the phone anymore. And so it's not even like you're taking away people's rights. These people, like they're kids. They're little kids. You know, you're not even thinking about it like that. But you should, because it's
part of why though you might not want to do that is like so much of the job market in school is using the internet. You know what I mean?
That should be a full class.
Kids get iPads. Kids get computers. Yeah, and you have to learn how to use the internet.
It should be like 2 class. That should be the most important thing. Is how do you get information?
Literally.
Like you could give me an assignment, like say like me and you switch classes for a week.
Yeah.
I think we'd both be fine. Like I think that you'd be able to figure out using the internet, using all your sources, all the shit that I've learned, and that you can just fucking figure out. Me a little harder with you for sure, because in the end I'm business, but I'd figure it out because I can just go on the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all there.
It's
there. It is. Just gotta find it.
Yeah.
And so I feel like maybe teaching more about like retrieval and like being able to find the information instead of memorizing it is way more important.
I feel like a big thing too is like I have no idea how the internet works. When I type www.amazon.com, I have no idea what's happening.
Damn, bro, I have no idea either.
No idea what's happening. And that's like so many things.
That's
you know
everything.
What I mean? So many things in the world you have no idea how anything works. And it's like, but you just accept it for what it is. And that's like a big part of life, I feel like, is just accepting how things are.
Dude,
and
I have no idea how
this isn't even to get like super deep about like everything,
going.
but like mechanical thing, anything, like the way people behave, like you just roll with it. You're like, this is just the way it is. And like you take it for what it is and you move on. And like you never stop to question things, you know?
I do.
Sometimes.
I don't question the internet though. I just fucking Google. I've never thought before.
Yeah.
What is happening? What is the process taking me from this website to this website?
Where's your data going between you hitting enter to like what companies are seeing it? Where are they categorizing you?
I never think of that.
Who's reflecting on it?
Because I gotta get to Amazon.
Exactly.
I gotta get there. I gotta get my things.
And then before you know it, you search on Amazon. You're like, I don't know, water bottle. And then like all your Instagram ads. That's all it is.
That shit's. I'm okay with that. I want to see, because here's my thing.
If you Google it, it's fine. But have you done the thing where like you talk about it, and
I've
then
heard
it
of people
comes
doing
up?
that. I haven't done that,
weird, yeah.
but I've heard of people doing that.
Yeah, it happens.
That's terrible. Like that's terrible.
That's horrifying.
I just wonder, like, because people will complain. They'll be like, "Oh, I looked up pillows the other day. Now I'm getting all these pillow ads."
Yeah.
I'm like, well, didn't you want a pillow?
Right.
So maybe it's personalized ads. They're ads for you. It's one thing if it's like news outlets and like article, like they're like,
Right.
because then that gears you certain directions politically and like with your ideology, what you think is true or not. That's one thing. If I'm just getting fucking ads for like a selfie stick when I was looking at getting a selfie stick soon, and I was like, oh, this one actually fits all the criteria I want because they presented it to me because they heard me talking about it. Sure, I'll buy it. Like, I guess that's not terrible.
And that just goes back to like your phone is you. Like it's a reflection of you.
Even just
and
the
it changes
ads.
with you. Like at that time you wanted a selfie stick. A week later maybe you want a new phone case, and like it'll change. The selfie stick goes away, the phone case is there now.
Now it's popped back up, and it
just
changes
knows what to do.
fast.
Yeah,
Shit
it
happens
does.
really
It
fast.
knows.
And I think it's stuff like that. Like this phone. The phone is so incredible. Such a crazy.
Yeah.
Like we talked about it in my marketing class. Like finally getting to look at it from behind the curtain a little bit.
Yeah.
And you just think about what the phone is. Like the idea of it would sound fucking fake if you thought of it in any other sense of like what it is, what it actually was. Because before the phone, strip the iPhone, strip it all of everything. You had an alarm clock, a stopwatch, a watch, something to call people like a cell phone, but not like an iPhone, like a cell phone.
Like a landline.
You needed a flashlight. You needed like forms of communication. You needed calculator. All these things. There's more. There's plenty more. Plenty. And they literally just like, let's just put all of it in one thing. If you said that with anything else, let's make a chair, refrigerator, table. Like if you say that with like in a house, and walls, and floors, and ceiling light, all in one thing.
Right.
You look like you were crazy.
And now you look at it, it's like making a phone call is the simplest thing it does.
It is.
It's the easiest part of the whole thing.
Part.
Yeah.
Like
you can link your iPhone to like your whole house's lights. Like you can control the lock on your front door. Like it can do everything imaginable.
I have an app for my aunt's house.
Yeah.
And me and my aunt are close. Me and my aunt, like my cousins are close. I can legitimately it knows when it's near. I have my location allowed for that app, and it knows when I'm in range of the lock. And when I go to unlock it, it knows I'm right there, and it allows me to unlock.
That's for the house.
For the house.
That's crazy.
So if you're within like a foot, you have to like put the phone near it. It doesn't sound like a scan thing or anything. It's just you have the phone within like a foot. Phone open.
Yeah.
And you can lock it from your phone. You can unlock it, whatever. If you want to manually, you can turn off the location. But I like it on so I can just walk in.
Right.
Walk in, I close the door, it's locked behind me. No thoughts. That's crazy.
It's like, have you seen the trailer for a new Scream movie?
No. There's no Scream movie.
They're remaking it, which I absolutely hate that idea. I hate remaking the past, you know what I mean?
Are you a movie guy?
I love movies.
Yeah,
I love movies. But like, let a good movie go. You know what I mean?
Let a good movie be a good movie.
Exactly. They're like making not even a one-off, like a straight, like they're just replicating Scream. But the girl in it in the trailer is clicking the lock button on her iPhone, and it's locking the front door, and then he unlocks it, and then she locks it again. Like they're literally, I'm not kidding, but they're trying to be serious with it.
That's kind of corny.
It's wicked corny.
That's corny as hell, dude.
And like. Part of what made the original Scream good is just like it's old.
Yeah.
It's just like an old movie, and like part of the horror is like realistic. Now it's kind of like to make a scary movie scary, you really gotta try.
You gotta think really hard because
you do.
You can see everything. Like
exactly.
There's cameras everywhere. You have to like really make it like. That's why they always put them in fucking like, oh, we went to this camp, put all our phones away, no reception out here. Like it's like. All right, be lazy. Keep being lazy. Work around it. Let's do this for real. Like Get Out. Like Get Out.
Yeah, great movie.
Amazing movie. Didn't have to work around shit. They just went to like somewhat remote, but most of it was psychological. Like it was all horror up here. It wasn't fucking a guy with a chainsaw. It was all like the sunken place. Like, boom.
Did you see? You saw Us too?
Us is one of my favorite movies of all time.
That's Jordan Peele. Right?
Can you believe it's him? Like
no, and that's what's funny, dude. Jordan Peele is so funny.
So like he's
you
hilarious.
would never know, like behind that like stage presence where like he just like makes fun of himself and like
he's a fool.
Yeah, but behind that he's like this super serious, knows how to make
genius.
A drama. Like
he's a
seriously,
genius.
he is.
Yeah. Like it's kind of like you can
it's pretty great.
Oldest saying, most famous saying, you can never judge a book by its cover.
Exactly.
But it's so true.
Right. Because on the other hand, like Michael Key, like that's all he is. He is that goofy guy.
Yeah,
he's not writing a movie. They wrote Keanu that.
You know what's really funny though? You know what he knows probably more about college football than anybody in like the world.
Really?
He is he's like a computer with college football.
Yeah.
He can make how crazy is that? Like what?
Yeah.
Like where are these talents coming from? These super smart like they're really funny and their sketches were genius in their own sense,
right.
you know. Like but in the end they're stupid comedy. It's fun.
Yeah.
And then he goes and makes Get Out, Us, and now this new movie coming out this year, Nope.
Yeah.
Did you see the picture for it?
Yeah.
Like the clouds, like that's fun. I'm already. I got the goosebumps. I'm excited because he's like my favorite director. So I'm really excited for that movie. And like it just shows like these people have like so many talents, and like
Tons.
just you see them do one thing doesn't mean that's who they are. You know?
And you know, if he didn't get like Key and Peele, maybe he never would have had the platform to make the movie.
Maybe not. You're right.
Maybe not. He might have had all these great ideas. For all you know, Get Out, he wrote it 10 years ago. And he was just waiting for the right moment to pitch it. And like he gets some laughs for like a couple seasons, and all of a sudden he's relevant and people will pick him up.
Yeah, and imagine picking up a horror movie from Jordan Peele.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
just,
He comes to you like
just
what?
seems wrong. It's like when Antonio Brown started doing music. You're just it feels wrong.
But it was just such an original movie.
Yeah.
You know, and that's something like the best movies that are coming out right now are somehow still original.
Yeah, after all this that's been done.
And it's really hard to do now,
like
I will
Parasite. I don't know if you watched Parasite.
Yeah, loved it.
Like
loved
crazy good.
Right.
Very unique.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
So unique.
So unique.
You know, it's a really cool and like he's done that type of concept I guess before where it's like history intertwined. Like
Tarantino?
He's throwing it's like this historical
He follows like a pattern.
It.
He picks like something like super controversial, right? And then like twists it in his own way.
Yeah,
He does
which is
like
awesome.
slavery in Django, or he'll do like the Holocaust in what's that movie?
Inglourious Basterds.
Inglourious Basterds.
Amazing.
Right? Or he'll do like the murder in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, or the cult. Like he'll just do like all these like really edgy things and like go with it. Yeah, the Mansons.
Like like in Inglourious Basterds. First of all, that first scene in that movie when Colonel Hans Landa, he pulls up and he's all nice and shit, and then he's just sitting there and like you feel the room turning. You could like feel he's like, "You're hiding fugitives of the state, are you not?" And he's just sitting there like, "Yeah." And
he's a really good actor.
That's cold. I was like, "Woohoo!" I remember watching that for the first time, and I was like, literally like out of my seat. I'm just like, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!" It's just like. Nothing like a good movie, dude. Yeah. Nothing like a good movie. It's especially when they are that unique.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what makes them so good. Like, you can't predict what's going to happen.
Because it's nothing that's been done before.
But if I watch the Scream remake, like, I know what's going to happen in the end.
Yeah.
You know
or even, like, a Conjuring movie. Or, like, sometimes nowadays, and I love the Marvel movies more than anybody you know.
Yeah.
But even some of those, like, you know the hero's just going to win.
Right. Which is why, like, DC spins off and makes, like, Joker. And like that was perfect because like he kills him in the end, but like he loses. He's a loser, and that's what makes it so good.
Yeah, and that's why I really like. Honestly, that's why I like The Dark Knight with Heath Ledger because for some reason I don't know why I feel this way. Maybe I'm alone, but. Well, Jesus Christ! I feel like everyone, first of all, recognizes that the Joker was the way Heath Ledger played him was one of the best acting performances ever by far.
Probably the best DC acting performance.
Yeah, for me, it's like a top 5 performance I've ever seen, and on like a big screen. But I almost was like rooting for him, like not rooting for him, but like he's like the main character. Almost. Like I was like, where's his plan going? So like I was more invested in him than Batman because Batman was just kind of like there to stop it. He's reacting.
Right.
The Joker was the action. Because he was everything.
They gave Joker like motive, right? He has this motive,
sincere,
like,
like chaos.
And Batman's really just there to stop him.
So it's all about the Joker,
right?
Really.
It is.
It feels like because it's his movie.
Right.
So it's almost like that's a different way to go about it. It's like making him lose and making him the main character, kind of. Even though he might not get less screen time, whatever, it doesn't matter. He's driving the entire plot.
Right.
The entire way through.
Definitely.
He made Two-Face. He made all these chaotic events, the hospital scene, like everything, the opening scene. He's the first thing we see.
And Heath Ledger, like, perfectly prepared for that. You know, he made them. He's the reason it's so good. He made it dark. He made it twisted, and I like preparing for that role. He talks about it. He talked about it. He locked himself in a hotel room for like 20 days, 14 days. Talked to no one. Like got in the mode, and for all you know, like that that character is what brought him to his end.
Yeah,
like,
just
really
kind of
prepping for
push
that.
you to at least a strange place,
Right,
like,
right.
to where like you might feel a little uncertain,
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely incredible. I love movies, dude. It's like a kind of like a not a hidden passion. I got a lot of things I love. Like,
Yeah.
I love doing this. I love basketball, like school. Like I just got my friends. Like I just got things that like take up a lot of my time.
Right.
So not everything. I can't really put full effort into everything.
Yeah.
I'd love to write a movie one day.
Dude, I was just saying. I was talking to Henry the other day, and I was like, we could write a movie.
I have a couple ideas, dude.
Yeah. You want to pitch one?
Want me to right now?
Yeah.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
All right. So do you want the basic Pixar movie I have thought up, or do you want like my crazy idea?
Let's get the crazy.
Okay. I'll try to make it as expedited as possible.
Okay.
And then if you need further explanation, I got you. Do you have any movie ideas?
No, I got nothing.
Nothing.
But I was just talking about it like we could.
You should.
I feel like what would make a good movie, like a really good movie, could be like just some sick twist. And I don't mean like awesome sick. I mean like fucking twisted, like makes you queasy, makes you be like, why am I watching this movie type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, damn, I can't even.
I'm trying to think
Even
of
in
something.
like Parasite has one. It gets to that breaking point, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden he stabs the guy in the chest, and you're like, oh, this movie's
Spoiler.
taking off. Yeah, spoiler. If you haven't seen it, you're a scrub. So.
Honestly, you know what I might do? Since I talked about that movie for a long time, and I don't think people really want to hear it, I might cut all that out and bring us back to right now.
Really?
I might cut out my entire movie conversation.
Really?
I don't think people want to hear that. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Is this gonna be in it?
This will be in it right now.
All right. Well, if you want to hear about the movie, you should reach out to him.
Just
It's
reach
a good
out to
conversation.
me. Yeah. Should I cut it out?
He's very creative. He's got a great mind. Nah, I mean, if you want to, I don't know how long that was.
I feel like that was a long time.
I couldn't even tell you.
Like my mouth was getting dry.
Yeah, no, you're telling a good story. I mean.
Yeah, I
I'll
was
take
talking
some
for a
water.
while, so I might just cut that out for the people's sake.
You
I
can
mean,
if
you
you
had
want
to
to.
suffer through it, but I'll cut it out for the other people. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't suffered through it.
But then, yeah. So I was saying the same thing. Like I kind of want. Like, that's kind of like my story. Kind of had that like a weird twist. Like he kills the horse. Instead
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
person.
exactly.
Something like that. Like
You could make that into something like gets crazy, but it could get like crazy at that point.
Yeah.
He could then like turn around and like shoot the rest of them, all four of them, and just drop them. And then all of a sudden it's like this guy's going like batshit crazy, and you're just rolling with that now. Now
Yeah.
you're following like who you thought was guy who just like wanted the money, but now he's crazy.
That's kind of that'd be. I think. I can't think
Did
of
you
the
watch
movie.
Squid Game? Did you watch Squid Games?
Squid Games. Of course, I watched.
So
Squid
like
Games.
the guy
It's
who
crazy.
dies second at the end. Spoiler. The guy who dies second at the end, right?
These spoilers.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like the.
At first,
yeah.
he's like just playing, and then all of a sudden, like he's pushing people. He's like, "No, you're falling off this bridge. Like I'm not dying.
Yeah.
Like I'm
yeah.
winning this money."
Yeah, he was like I never liked that guy though.
No,
he was
no
a
one liked
rat.
that guy.
He was
Yeah,
a rat.
he was.
Ali,
Yeah.
rest in peace to Ali, bro. That was my favorite
died
like
for a noble
character
cause.
ever. I
Yeah.
love that guy.
Some people didn't like the ending of that show, you know, because like it kind of leaves you
Good.
feeling like unfulfilled. But I
Good.
feel like that's what made it good.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Not everyone should like the end.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
you shouldn't.
it should be.
You
You know, I remember. Do you know who Patrice O'Neal is? The comedian.
No.
You ever heard of Patrice O'Neal? Died when he was like 40. He was young, but he was a fat dude. But Patrice O'Neal was really funny. He was known for like pushing the boundary, like really
yeah.
getting to the edge of glory. And he said, comedy is not making 100 people giggle. It's about making 50 people laugh hysterically and 50 people be disgusted.
That's like Dave Chappelle.
And,
like
yeah,
Dave
it's
Chappelle.
extremely like Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Who's the GOAT, by the way?
He's hilarious. For
Undisputed
Sure. For sure.
comedy GOAT.
Yeah.
I think he better than everybody else that's ever been, ever will be. He's the best. He's transcended it. He's changed it. He's changed what
Yeah.
comedy is. And I
Yeah.
think for the better. It's like it wasn't always social commentary. It wasn't always how it is now.
Right.
He made it that.
They
And-
pushed him to that in a way.
They did,
They started to question him, and he was like, "You know what? I'm not gonna run from it. I'm just gonna make my comedy around it."
which is crazy. I was still dying laughing.
Yeah,
I'm laughing.
He's hilarious.
He's talking
funny.
about
But
really touchy
where
shit.
It comes to a line though where it's like it's comedy.
Yeah.
You know, you can get super hurt over it, but everyone's laughing. No one's feeling hate. You're the only one feeling hate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So we really, I mean, if for me, and not to say it, like some people don't care. You're selfish if you care too much. If you want to shut
Yeah.
down comedy,
Trying to make it about you.
Like that's selfish.
Yeah.
That's extremely selfish. And I know some people have like, terribly tough story. Like he told in his most recent comedy.
Yeah, I watched it.
He talks about his
The girl he
transgender
let
friend
open,
that committed suicide. He knows,
Yeah.
he's not stupid. I don't know what from any of these comedy things make people think he's not smart. He understands what the fuck's going on, how dangerous it is, how scary it is, how tough it is for some people. Doesn't mean you can't laugh.
Right.
He said this one joke. He was like, this transgender came in to like a board meeting, cut her dick off, and threw it on the table. It's like, all right, boys, let's roll. Like that's just funny. It's just funny. It's not.
And in
crazy.
a way, it's like you can look at it in two ways. It's like helping someone laugh about who they are, because like maybe some people haven't accepted who they are. Like, why not laugh about it? Laugh with everyone. They're like enjoying it. Everyone's enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
No one's making fun of it. It's like, it's just to get a laugh. It's to make people more comfortable with topics in a way, It's like, let's not hide from these topics. Let's talk about them. Let's laugh about them.
Yeah, speaking of that, actually, when we were out last weekend, someone, not going to name names, someone made a joke, and I didn't know how you'd receive it at first.
See, that's the thing. I didn't really care.
Listen,
so here's the thing.
Yeah.
I used to care a lot about stuff like that. It used to eat me up.
I feel like it's
it used to eat me up big time.
Very valid.
It's like,
extremely
there's not a lot of people. We're talking about being Jewish.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of people who are also Jewish where I'm from. Like I have one friend. His name's Josh. Like, besides my family and his family, like that's pretty much it. That's all I know.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. So like, and like I've caught like the end of like jokes like a ton. And like when I was younger and like probably like midway through high school, like that shit would eat me up. Like I'd be pissed. And then over time you just kind of learn like, fuck these, like not these, like fuck these people in a way, It's like I don't fucking care at all. Like if they're making if you're making jokes, it's like it's because it's funny. Like half the time it's funny.
Yeah, if it's not funny, then it's not a joke.
It depends how a joke's perceived, Like, it's like Dave Chappelle. He never looks straight at a person who's, like, LGBTQ and, like, rips on them. It's a joke.
Yeah, it's very general.
Just like people make, like, black jokes. They make Jewish jokes. They make jokes. And sometimes that shit's funny.
And the biggest problem, I think, with comedy is with just being funny in general. I'm kind of funny myself. But I've made a couple 2-3 jokes, maybe that were a little out there, but that also didn't get the laugh.
Yeah.
That's where it's so hard to defend because it wasn't funny because then it's just
it's the wrong crowd.
Speech.
That's when you just look around and go, wrong crowd.
You just look around and you're just like, you gotta just eat it because no one will call you out on it either. So
that's the thing too. No one will.
So you're just sitting there in like the awkward air. And it's so thick, and you're just like, I want to get away. And then you have to tell a different joke, and then you have to make fun of yourself. That's why best bet. If you're funny out there and you don't want to offend anybody, just make fun of yourself. No one will ever.
Yeah,
no one will ever shit on you for making fun of yourself, unless like it's like suicide jokes, and don't do that. But.
Yeah. Suicide jokes are bad.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like I've even heard funny suicide jokes.
I know. So have I. That's the thing too. And like I know people. I know people who've committed suicide.
And that's like what's his name? Jimmy Hayes. He used to play for the Bruins.
Yeah.
Like he just recently like committed suicide. And I think it was like a drug induced thing, but
suicide's one of those crazy things where like you're never ready for it. You're never ready for it.
It just comes out of nowhere. Dude.
I worked with a guy my senior year of high school going into college. I worked construction with this guy every day in the summer. Like the two of us, he was like 50. And like I was we were residing a house together. Like we spent the whole day together from like 7 to 4, and over the course of like 2-3 months, like I really got to know this guy. Mm-hmm. We're hanging out and like he seemed like good spirits. He would like show me pictures of the hookers he was banging. And like he'd be like, look at my Beamer. Like this dude loved his life. He loved his life.
It seemed like it,
But behind the curtain, he had 2 DUIs. Okay. He was divorced. His kids hated him. And I left for school. He gets his 3rd DUI in September. Now he has no license for the rest of his life. And I find out in October he killed himself.
Wow.
And my boss calls me and he's telling me, and I'm just like, holy fuck. Like, I just spent so much time with this guy.
Yeah.
It's like, you never, like, when he was with me, he was laughing, we were smoking, like, it was fun. Like, we were having a good time.
We're laughing and smoking. Not much more you can
And then
ask
using
for,
power
dude.
tools. Like, we're just shitting around.
Dude,
like,
you being men.
yeah, dude.
Being men
Exactly.
out there,
I felt
bro.
like the
Nothing,
shit.
nothing better. And then you just never know.
You can never predict it.
And it's just really hard. It's like really two things I think about. Like, it's hard because people want to, like, maybe not you so much, obviously, because you had, like, a very work-related relationship. But, like, people in his life probably, like, should have said something. You know what I mean? But you can't do that to yourself because when you're going to know, how do you know?
You won't. And the other person I knew was one of my best friends in, like, my whole life. Still one of my best friends. And his father took his life. And, like, I spent so much time there hanging out with him, hanging out with their whole family. Like, they took me places, and, like, one day it just happened. One Valentine's Day, and it was just like,
Valentine's Day,
holy shit. Yeah.
Isn't it crazy that it's middle-aged men?
It's really not women.
Majority
really
of the
not
time
women.
it is middle-aged. I'm pretty sure the highest rate of suicide is, like, men over 40.
Yeah.
Why? Are we suppressed?
I think men get afraid of living stagnant sometimes, you know? I think that's part of it.
How do you avoid that, though? Like, how do you really avoid that?
You don't. And that's what's freaking me out. I said to Liam, we were driving home from work, and I was like, honestly, if I thought about working every day for the rest of my life, I could have a meltdown if I really felt like it. I could freak out if I wanted to.
You could
like,
freak out.
Damn, and he's telling me about a guy who works at his company. He's been there for 37 straight years.
Dude.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Where's your joy? But he had a good point. He was like, he probably has kids. He probably has a wife, hopefully, that he goes home to, and, like, that's who you got to make your life at some point.
Yeah, my mom is, like, 55 years old, 56 years old, and or even 57, actually. And she got her job, the job she has right now, when she was 18 years old.
Damn.
She has had that job through and through the whole way, and she plans on she works at MIT. She's like,
oh, cool,
not like a teacher. You'd think so, but it's like a receptionist basically.
Okay,
but she does, like, other important stuff. Technically, I think a lot of the stuff's classified because it's the laboratory.
She couldn't get you in there.
Definitely not. It's one of their labs, like, off to the side. Okay. Like, no, I think Obama might have been there though one time. Crazy. Yeah. And, like, but she's been there for, what is that, 40 years almost, and it's just like I think about that myself, and I know me. You know, I know me. I know I struggle with sitting still. Not so much, and, you know, like I said earlier, I do a lot of nothing. Yeah. But that's my own terms.
Right.
I don't like doing nothing for someone else's terms.
Yeah. It
so
sucks.
I really feel like my hobbies would need to carry me in that sense, because that is terrifying, like being stuck.
They would. I don't know. It's weird too, because I thought you would think, like, maybe if you worked more like a blue collar job, you know, where you're, like, active all day, you're on your
lifting
feet,
stuff,
lifting shit, you know, putting things together,
triggering those primal necessary things. Just like, I pick shit up, I put things down.
Right, but those guys face the same things, you know. Every guy I worked with, that I did construction with, they're always like, "You're in school." They're like, "Stay in school. Don't drop out." And, you know, I know a lot of people that went into trade, too. I met a lot of people this summer that went straight into the trade. I wouldn't say that to them. Like, they love it. Yeah. And I loved it, too. Like, I loved the work. Yeah. But, like, you notice these guys in their 40s and 50s are like, man, if I could retire right now, if I could be sitting in a cube right now, I would. I would sit at a desk over what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, once you get to a certain age, it definitely hits you. You know, it's, you know, and, like, when you're in that line of work, it hits you faster because you're doing it for so long. Like, my dad does the weirdest shit. Like, his job is like, hey, Mike, can you do this for something? Like, you know, that's what his job has been for since, like, he used to do, like, a bread route. Like, you know, you drop off bread. Like, yeah. Since then, it's just been, hey, Mike, can you, can you put down flooring? Like, he's like, all right, hey, can you go move a refrigerator from Connecticut to, like, it's like, that's been his job.
Is he a contractor?
Couldn't even tell you. Literally has nothing, like, no, like, it's like work, and he makes more money than, like, I thought he was making like very little to nothing because I was
Yeah.
like, all right, well, it's not like a job title, but he just does enough. And like my uncles have like their own businesses and he does stuff for
Yeah,
them,
yeah.
and it's just like always like he's the busiest guy I know,
Yeah.
you know. But it's fun and it's an exciting life at least because
Right.
he knows he's not waking up to the same day.
Right, and that's nice. I mean, the last 3 days I've gone into work, I've done the same thing already.
And like that's just 3 days, dude.
That's just 3 days.
Imagine,
We're talking
like my mom worked 40 years.
Yeah.
Imagine 40 years.
At least some fun shit happens at MIT. I have
Yeah, the kids' day is fun.
one of my best friends' ex-girlfriend, like, this is a weird connection. Her aunt works at MIT too. And like
best friends.
they went in a dorm and like they're in a room and like it was all burnt. There had been a fire in the room.
Wow.
And they're like, "Oh my god, what happened?" This girl poured gasoline all over herself, stood in the middle of the room in a cross like this, and lit herself on fire, burned herself in her room. I
Are
was
you
like,
serious?
I'm dead ass. She was like, "This is the craziest thing that's ever happened." So there's like, she lived in this dorm. There's a dorm at MIT, I guess. And this could not be true anymore. I have no idea. But like, there are no fucking rules. Like, her aunt was telling her, like, this thing, it's a brothel. You can turn one kid built a bar in his room. Like, stocked it with liquor. Like, it was like, the whole place was just like over 21 craziness.
The madhouse.
Like, yeah, everything was happening there. Like, they were gambling. They had a bar. People were just walking around naked. People were just fucking everywhere. Like, it was like, this is not MIT. You would not think it was MIT.
Wow.
You would think you were in, like, the back alley of Vegas or something.
Holy shit, crucified herself, bro.
Yeah.
Students, too. Students have a lot of issues with
Yeah,
like, suicide
especially
and
at schools
stuff
like that.
So it's really
High pressure.
Like, so in cases like that, you know, it is really hard to say. Like, imagine saying like a suicide joke around these people that are connected so tightly. Like, it's hard to even justify. Like, you know, we're just talking about like, oh, don't take offense to it if you can't. You can't even have that. You can't justify it whatsoever because.
So then it gets to that though. It's like, is there a scale of like how serious an issue is to someone? You know?
Yeah, I guess.
To that person, right? To that person who, you know, someone in their family, someone they know committed suicide, they're looking at that person like complaining about an LGBTQ joke, and they're like, "Why are you mad?
Yeah,
like, why are you mad?
It's not
you know
even
what I mean?
close.
It's like perspective to everyone. It's like that could be serious to them. That could be serious to them. I mean, maybe the only like valid reason is we all just laugh. Everyone's got their own demons. Everyone's gonna have their own like serious problems, but maybe you just have to laugh about it, and that's all you can do.
I agree 100%. Like I know people that have committed suicide. I know people that have just died randomly, like cancer. I know it all. Cancer jokes still makes me laugh on occasion because I need to laugh at it.
Right.
You know, if I don't laugh, then like it was a Mike Tyson quote. He said it the other day on Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson. You ever watched that or ever heard about it? It's his podcast.
Oh, okay.
And he was talking to Saquon Barkley. Saquon was like, yeah, you know, someone does me wrong, I cut him off, you know, no big deal, just cut him off. And then Mike Tyson was like, don't do that. That means the devil wins. And then
that was a good list right
thanks.
there.
So then he was like, and then Saquon's like, well, you know, they did me wrong, so I got to cut him off. He's like, no, then the devil wins. That's not good. You can't do that to yourself because then that's hatred. It's taking over you. And he's like, and I was thinking of it like, oh, I guess it's not bad, right?
Honestly, if I close my eyes, like it could be him. I'm not even kidding. That's pretty good.
I could be Mike Tyson. I'm the most fierce fighter there ever was.
This part of the podcast, look away and just pretend, and like it's him.
Yes, I'm the greatest fighter there ever was. If anyone starts to step to me, I swear I could punch him right in the face. Like that's how he talks too. It's always like
it's funny. We were just watching a boxing documentary last night of Anthony Ruiz fights Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
And Mike Tyson's in it, and he has the funniest cutscenes. It'll be like, they'll be fighting, he's like, yeah, he's fucking swinging everywhere. It's like whipping himself around his chair.
Dude, he's nuts. He's nuts. He's scared of like ego.
Yeah. Have you seen his Joe Rogan podcast?
Yeah, I did.
Joe
Rogan said he got a bigger table because he was scared.
Really?
He was like, being that close to like the lion.
Yeah.
He's like, it's scary. It's like you're in a room with a bomb. But
right.
Yeah, what were you saying? What were you talking about?
He just talks about like doing drugs at a young age and things like
that.
Like his life, like what made him into what he is, you know?
Yeah, you ever see his doves? He has like doves and like or
In
like
his house?
pigeons. It's pigeons.
no.
He has like hundreds of pigeons. Like
Really?
he's like I have a connection to the birds. He's like I feed them. I bathe them. I like to be with them. And I'm like,
All right.
you're a little weird, Mike. I like it. You know, he talks about like that ego. He's like, I was petrified when I'd step up into the ring, and then I'd get in there, and I was the fucking fifth monster. I'm like, wow, Mike, that's crazy.
That's confidence, though. I don't even know if that's ego as much as like if you're going in a ring and you're like, I have to beat the brakes off that guy. Like you got to go in. I'm the best.
He says like he like doesn't remember sometimes,
Yeah, he probably-
because he'd
honestly,
get in
it
there
probably
and it
turns
would
red.
just like it's
Yeah.
just like a switch. He's like, and he said he was more scared of himself, of that
Right.
version of him,
Yeah.
than anything else.
Right.
Like the other person didn't exist. It was
Yeah.
like that like monster inside of him that like
Right.
can come out and like be angry.
Yeah.
It's-
And I think everyone has that.
yeah, he could just access. You know, he
He just knew
he
how
had
to tap
full blown
right into
access,
it.
and
He
it was
tapped.
like the most insane version of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like the most, because I bet some people, you know, like everyone's like, if I was mad enough, like
Yeah.
it's like, bro, anybody can get to that point.
Anyone.
It's what you can. It's if you can actually contain yourself
Right.
once you're in that mode.
Yes.
Can you throw a punch?
Yeah.
When you, or are you just gonna fucking?
Flail around.
I might flail.
Because
I
it's
might
like,
be a
it's
flailer.
controlled anger. He's still composed, even
Yeah.
though he's like pissed. You know?
He can. You know.
He's still ducking and weaving
still-
and whatnot. Yeah.
I'm a terrible boxer.
I'd love to get into it. At
I was
some point.
sparring Mike Palmer.
Yeah.
We were just messing around.
You got gloves or something?
We got gloves, yeah.
Yeah,
We got
yeah.
gloves. I want to get the headgear on, but the headgear looks stupid, so we don't want to wear it.
Yeah,
but
but
like,
it's safe though.
it's so safe. But I also,
safe.
it'd be better if like we just like,
Yeah.
I don't know, just could pull him
Just
back.
jabs. Yeah.
But yeah, he was like hitting me with like a couple. Like, he didn't hit me. He was
Yeah,
like come
yeah.
close and let it fly back. Mike Palmer would piece me up, dude. Holy shit, yo! I was thinking about it, like I'm bouncy type of. We found out who we were in that moment. Cause,
Yeah.
like I'm a bouncy fighter. I'm like keep
You
my
keep your
distance,
yeah.
and like throw a couple jabs and run away. He was just fucking.
He was
He
right
was
up
like
in
a
you.
heat-seeking missile, trying to. And I watched him hit the bag a couple times. Like he's got like good combos. I was like, oh fuck, dude!
Yeah.
Thank God he's on my side.
There you go.
Thank
Yeah.
God,
Thank
right?
God, right?
Yo, Ethan, I actually didn't even think about this. How long do you think we've been going for? If you were to guess.
I don't know. Hour and a half.
Hour 50.
Oh, pretty close.
Yeah, so I feel like just out of generosity to the people, we should wrap it up. But
Yeah, okay.
I've had an absolute ball.
Yeah.
I had a stellar time. Did you enjoy yourself?
I had a great time.
Ethan, absolute pleasure. Thank you again for coming.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for watching, if anyone's still watching. Thank you.
Thank you.